My friends, there is a rhythm in life that cannot be denied. Just before the dawn, the night feels its darkest. Just before the seed bursts forth, the ground seems still and silent. And just before God blesses you big, He sends signs that many overlook. That the first sign is inner disturbance before peace. Life may shake you, people may disappoint you, and your plans may seem to crumble. Do not despair. This is not punishment. It is preparation. The shaking is only to loosen your grip on what no longer serves you. The second sign is doors closing. Opportunities you once trusted may suddenly disappear. Relationships that once felt secure may fall apart. You may be tempted to mourn these endings, but remember, when a door closes, it is because a greater one is already opening. The third sign is a deep restlessness. You cannot stay comfortable where you are. Something within you whispers, there is more. That stirring is not emptiness. It is the call of your future. The fourth sign is the test of faith. Circumstances will appear to contradict your desire. Lack may show itself. Delays may test your patience. But these are not barriers, they are questions. Will you still believe? Will you still hold the vision alive within you? The fifth sign is unexpected silence. People leave, distractions fade, and the noise of the world grows quiet. It may feel lonely, but in that quietness, God is clearing the space. A blessing needs room to enter your life. The sixth sign is inner assurance. Though everything outside seems uncertain, deep within you know something greater is coming. That quiet conviction is the voice of Spirit, reminding you that what you asked for is already on its way. So when these signs appear, do not fear them, do not resist them. They are not endings, but beginnings. They are the very proof that the blessing you seek is near. The darkest night only means the dawn is closer than ever. And the moment life feels most unsettled, know this, your blessing is already at the door. Life has a way of speaking to us in whispers and in storms. Before the greatest blessings come into your life, it often feels as if everything is being shaken. This inner disturbance is not a mistake, nor is it a sign of failure. It is a divine signal that something is about to change in ways you cannot yet see. Many people misinterpret this discomfort and run back to the familiar, believing that the shaking means they are moving in the wrong direction. But the truth is this: before peace arrives, before the promise is fulfilled, your inner world is stirred so that you may release what is no longer aligned with where you are going. Think about the seed buried in the soil. From the outside, it looks quiet and motionless, but inside, pressure is building. The shell cracks, the roots push downward, and new life begins to break through. It is not a comfortable process. It is messy, uncertain, and hidden from the eyes of others. But without that disturbance, the seed would never become the tree it was destined to be. In the same way, your spirit undergoes pressure and disturbance before the blessing breaks forth. You may feel restless, unsettled, or even frustrated without knowing why. The things that once brought you comfort may now feel empty. The people and places that once felt secure may no longer satisfy you. It is as if your soul refuses to remain in the old while the new is quietly pulling you forward. This disturbance is not a curse. It is the evidence that your inner world is making room for the next chapter of your life. Many resist this season. They try to hold on to old patterns, cling to outdated relationships, or force themselves to stay comfortable in a space that has already expired. Yet the more you resist, the stronger the disturbance feels. This is not life punishing you. It is life guiding you. The pressure you feel is the very hand of God shaping you, stretching you, and preparing you for what you ask for. Have you noticed that the moments before breakthrough are often the hardest? The finances may seem tightest just before abundance arrives. The heart may feel loneliest just before love enters. The path may feel most confusing right before clarity is given. It is as though the old must shake and collapse to make way for the new. The disturbance is simply the breaking away of what can no longer remain. In this season, you must learn to trust beyond what you see. The mind may cry out for certainty, but the heart whispers, wait. That inner voice, though faint, carries the assurance that peace is not far away. The very fact that you feel shaken is proof that you are close to stepping into what you have long desired. If nothing was shifting, there would be no reason for the disturbance. So when you find yourself restless, when your life feels uncertain, when you cannot explain the inner storm, do not run from it. Sit with it, trust it. Know that you are in the sacred space between the old and the new. Peace is on the horizon, but first the soil must be disturbed so that the blessing may take root. When doors close in your life, it often feels like rejection, failure, or loss. You may wonder why things suddenly shifted, why people walked away, or why opportunities that seemed so certain dissolved without explanation. In those moments, the human heart wants to hold on. It wants to cling tightly to what feels familiar, to the job, the friendship, the relationship, or the opportunity that once gave you a sense of stability. Yet there is a deeper truth that you must come to understand. When a door closes, it is not the end. It is a divine rearrangement making room for something greater. It can be difficult to accept this in the moment because closed doors rarely come with warning. A friendship that seemed lifelong may fade overnight. A career you poured your heart into may suddenly collapse. The plan you built so carefully may unravel in your hands. And yet, when you look back on your life, you often realize that those endings were not accidents. They were blessings in disguise. What looked like rejection was actually redirection. What felt like abandonment was really protection. The door had to close because it could not take you where you were meant to go. Life is always moving you forward, even when it feels like you are being pulled backward. When an old opportunity ends, it clears the path for a new one that could never have entered while your hands were still full. When a relationship ends, it creates the space for someone who will love you in alignment with who you are becoming. When a career falls apart, it pushes you toward the work that fulfills your soul. But if the old never closed, you would never make the leap into the new. The closing of doors is often painful because it exposes our attachment to the temporary. We place our faith in what we can see, touch, and hold. We believe that certain people or opportunities are permanent fixtures in our story. But life knows better. Life sees what you cannot see. It knows which paths will limit you, which people will hinder you, and which opportunities will keep you small. And so, in its wisdom, it shuts the door. The challenge is that the new door rarely opens immediately. There is often a period of waiting, of silence, of uncertainty. In this gap, it is easy to feel abandoned, to wonder if perhaps you made a mistake, to question if you will ever find something better. But trust this, the delay is not denial. The gap is preparation. It is the empty space needed to align you with what is coming. If the new blessing were to enter too soon, you would not recognize its value, nor would you have the space to fully receive it. So, when doors close, do not chase them. Do not beg for them to reopen. Do not cling to what has already ended. Instead, lift your eyes to the horizon and trust that something greater is already on its way. The same force that removed the old is the same force preparing the new. What looks like loss is really gain in disguise. One day you will look back and thank life for the doors that did not open, for they were not your doors. The ones meant for you will open without struggle, and when they do, you will understand why the others had to close. There comes a moment in life when everything around you may look fine on the surface, yet deep within you feel unsettled. It is not sadness, nor is it simple dissatisfaction. It is a restlessness that stirs your spirit, whispering that where you are is not where you are meant to remain. This restlessness cannot be silenced by distractions, possessions, or even the comfort of routine. It follows you into quiet nights and busy days, tugging at you, urging you to move beyond the familiar. What you are experiencing in those moments is not emptiness. It is the pull of a higher calling. The restlessness often arises when you have outgrown a season of your life. The same way a bird begins to feel caged when it has wings strong enough to fly, your soul begins to push against the walls of limitation. You may no longer find joy in things that once excited you. The conversations you used to enjoy feel shallow. The routine you once accepted begins to feel suffocating. This is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a sign that you are being prepared for expansion. Your spirit knows that more is waiting, and it refuses to let you stay small. This inner stirring can be uncomfortable because it challenges everything familiar. Your mind may try to silence it by convincing you to be grateful for what you have, to settle, to stay where things feel safe. Yet the deeper voice within refuses to be quiet. Gratitude does not mean stagnation. You can be thankful for what is while still reaching for what is next. Restlessness is the evidence that a new chapter is calling you, and the longer you resist it, the stronger it grows. Think of the butterfly still in its cocoon. Inside there's no peace, only pressure and transformation. The cocoon that once sheltered it becomes too tight, too restricting, forcing the butterfly to push its way out. The struggle is necessary for its wings to grow strong enough to fly. In the same way, your restlessness is the pressure that pushes you out of your comfort zone so that you can step into who you were created to be. Without that push, you would remain where it is safe, but never discover your true strength. Restlessness also serves as a compass. It points you toward the places you are meant to explore and the opportunities you are meant to embrace. It is life's way of telling you that the chapter you are in has served its purpose. Perhaps the lessons have been learned, the growth has been made, and now it is time to move forward. If you ignore this call, you may find yourself feeling trapped, anxious, or even resentful without knowing why. The truth is, your soul is simply asking for more. Do not mistake restlessness for failure. Do not see it as a flaw in your character. Instead, honor it as a sacred signal. It is proof that you are alive, evolving, and being called higher. When you lean into it with trust instead of fear, you will discover that the unknown you once resisted is actually the place where your deepest blessings are waiting. Restlessness is not the end of peace. It is the doorway to a greater peace that comes only when you step into alignment with your true path. There is a stage on the journey toward every blessing where life seems to ask you a question. Do you truly believe? This is the test of faith, and it does not arrive when everything is smooth, when the doors open easily, or when resources flow without resistance. Instead, it comes when circumstances appear to contradict your desire, when lack stares you in the face, when delays stretch longer than expected, and when nothing on the outside matches what you are holding within. In these moments, doubt will whisper, fear will rise, and the temptation to abandon your vision will grow stronger. But it is here, in this very pressure, that faith is refined. Faith is not proven in comfort. Anyone can believe when the evidence is visible and the outcome is certain. True faith is tested in the unseen. It is tested when the bank account is empty, yet you still hold to the image of abundance. It is tested when the relationship falls apart, yet you still believe in love. It is tested when every sign tells you to quit, yet something within says, hold on a little longer. The test of faith is not meant to destroy you, but to strengthen the foundation upon which your blessing will stand. Imagine a tree in the midst of a storm. The wind beats against it, bending its branches, shaking its core. On the surface, it looks fragile. Yet beneath the ground, its roots are digging deeper, anchoring it more firmly into the earth. Without the storm, the roots would never grow strong enough to sustain the tree in its fullness. In the same way, the storms of life are not proof that you are failing. They are the very conditions that deepen your faith, so that you can carry the weight of the blessing when it arrives. The test of faith often comes disguised as silence. You pray, you hope, you hold on, and yet nothing seems to move. The silence tempts you to believe that you are forgotten. But silence is not absence. Silence is a sacred pause, a space where your inner conviction is measured. Can you believe even when you do not see? Can you trust even when you do not hear? These are the questions the test of faith asks. And your answers are not spoken with words, but with persistence, patience, and unwavering trust. Every vision carries with it the challenge of delay. Delay is not denial, it is preparation. If the blessing were to arrive too soon, before your faith was tested, you would not have the strength to keep it. Many people receive too quickly and lose what they were given because the roots of their belief were too shallow. The test ensures that when your blessing comes, you will not only receive it, you will sustain it. So when life challenges your belief, when circumstances seem impossible, and when everything in you is tempted to give up, remember this: the test is not the end, it is the passageway. The blessing is on the other side of the question. Will you still believe? Hold firm to your vision, even when nothing outside of you agrees with it. For it is in the darkest test of faith that the brightest dawn of fulfillment is prepared. There comes a season in life when everything around you begins to grow quiet. The phone stops ringing as often. The people you once leaned on begin to drift away, and the noise of constant activity suddenly fades into stillness. At first, this silence can feel unsettling. You may wonder why certain relationships ended, why invitations stopped coming, or why the once buzzy rhythm of your days has slowed. It can even feel like rejection, as though life has abandoned you. But if you look deeper, you will see that this unexpected silence is not emptiness. It is preparation. It is the clearing of space for what is about to enter your life. When the world becomes quiet, it is an invitation to listen. As long as you are surrounded by noise, distraction, and the opinions of others, it is difficult to hear the gentle voice within. But when the chatter falls away, when the crowd thins, and when the distractions fade, your spirit finally has room to speak. The silence that feels so heavy at first becomes the very ground upon which clarity is born. Without it, you would not be able to recognize the blessing when it arrives. Think of a musician preparing to play a beautiful note. Before the sound begins, there is silence. That pause is not wasted, it is essential, for it makes the note more powerful, more distinct. In the same way, silence in your life is not a sign of absence, but of emphasis. It sets the stage for something new to emerge. Many resist this season because silence can feel lonely. When people leave unexpectedly or relationships fade, The heart often aches for what was. But sometimes those people were only meant to walk with you for a part of the journey, not the whole path. If they remained, they might block the blessing or distract you from it. Their departure, though painful, is often divine protection. Life knows what must be removed in order for you to step into what you are truly meant to receive. Silence also reveals what you have been ignoring. In the busyness of constant activity, it is easy to avoid your deeper thoughts, your buried emotions, or the quiet call of your true desires. But when the noise is stripped away, you are left face to face with yourself. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but this confrontation is necessary. For only when you truly know yourself can you step into the blessing that was designed specifically for you. In the silence, your strength is refined. You learn that you do not need constant validation, constant company, or constant activity to know your worth. You discover that peace does not come from the crowd, but from within. And it is in this inner stillness that you grow strong enough to carry the weight of the blessing that is coming. So when life grows unexpectedly quiet, do not run from it. Do not chase after doors that closed or people who left. Instead, lean into the stillness. Trust that the silence is sacred space being carved out for something greater. One day, when the blessing arrives, you will understand why life had to remove the noise. For in that silence, you were not abandoned, you were being prepared. There are moments in life when everything around you looks uncertain, unstable, even chaotic. Circumstances may seem out of order, plans may fall apart, and the future may appear unclear. Yet in the middle of that confusion, something extraordinary begins to rise within you. It is not loud, nor is it forceful. It comes as a quiet conviction, a gentle knowing that despite appearances, something greater is drawing near. This inner assurance cannot be explained logically. It is not based on evidence you can point to. It is deeper than reason and stronger than doubt. It is the whisper of the unseen, telling you that your blessing is closer than ever. This assurance often comes after you have walked through storms, endured silence, and passed through tests of faith. It is as if the spirit within you, having been refined through trials, now speaks with a confidence that no outside circumstance can shake. Others may look at your life and see only struggle, but you carry a calmness they cannot understand. You may not have all the answers, but you no longer need them. You feel deep in your soul that the story is about to turn in your favor. Inner assurance is not the absence of challenges. It is peace in the midst of them. It is waking up with hope even when yesterday brought disappointment. It is smiling through uncertainty because you know that what you asked for, what you believed for, has already been set in motion. This assurance does not beg for signs or proof. It rests, it trusts, it allows. It knows that just as the seed carries within it the certainty of growth, so too does your desire carry within it the certainty of fulfillment. You may notice that when this conviction arises, you no longer feel the urge to chase or force things. Instead, you begin to let go. You stop clinging to what left. You stop worrying about how it will happen, and you stop trying to control every detail. The quiet voice within reassures you that you are exactly where you need to be, and that the blessing will arrive right on time. This letting go is not giving up. It is giving in to the flow of life, allowing what is meant for you to come without resistance. The beauty of inner assurance is that it often shows up at the very point when everything outside seems to contradict it. It is as if life waits until the outer world looks the most uncertain to remind you of the certainty within. This contrast is deliberate. It teaches you that your true foundation is not external, but internal. If your peace depended on the outside world, It would collapse every time circumstances shifted. But when peace comes from within, no storm can take it away. This inner conviction is the final sign that your blessing is near. It is the quiet before the breakthrough, the calm before the door opens, the stillness before the manifestation. Trust it. Do not dismiss it as wishful thinking. That feeling rising inside you is not imagination, it is confirmation. It is the echo of the future reaching back into the present, telling you that what you have been waiting for is already on its way. As we have explored, life speaks to us in signs long before the greatest blessings arrive. The inner disturbance, the doors closing, the restlessness pulling you forward, the test of faith, the unexpected silence, and the quiet inner assurance. All these are not obstacles, but signals of preparation. They are the universe's way of aligning you with what you have asked for and what you truly deserve. Do not fear these moments. Do not resist them. Each challenge, each pause, each uncertainty is shaping you, strengthening you, and guiding you toward the life you have envisioned. The blessings you seek are already in motion. Your role is to trust, to hold fast to your vision, and to recognize that what appears as difficulty is actually the prelude to your greatest joy. The darkest nights precede the brightest dawns, and the stillest moments in life often announce the arrival of miracles. Stay patient, stay faithful, and stay aligned with your highest vision. Your blessings are near, and they are more magnificent than you have imagined. Thank you for taking this time to listen, reflect, and open your heart. May this message serve as a reminder that even in uncertainty, you are guided, supported, and already moving toward your highest good. There comes a moment when you realize that life is not happening to you, but for you. In love, as in all things, God's hand is ever present, orchestrating events to bring you to the place you need to be, and to the person meant for your soul. Chapter 26. Living by the prevailing law. The nobler way to learn life's teachings is all understanding that everything is just the way it is, and no fault of your own is to blame. When God wants you with someone, the first thing you notice is divine timing at work. You might have crossed paths before, or perhaps life had kept you apart. But when the time is right, the universe will align. It will feel as though every step of your journey was preparing you for this very connection. Home. You'll experience an inner knowing, a calm assurance that this is the one. Doubt will fade. Anxiety will disappear. Your heart will rest in the certainty that what is meant for you cannot pass you by. One of only two has been invited to meet with the great king. Based in your experience, you know that all the obstacles that once seemed like mountains will vanish. You won't have to force it, beg for it, or chase it. Obstacles will melt away, and doors that were closed will open without resistance. This is how you'll know it's not just your will at work, it's divine will. And as you connect with this person, you'll notice something profound. Your desires will align perfectly. Where once there was discord in other relationships, now there is harmony. The two of you will walk the same path, with a shared vision that strengthens your bond. God's voice will guide you. Through signs, dreams, and subtle nudges, you will feel His presence leading you toward this person. You might see repeating numbers, hear meaningful songs, or have dreams that feel too vivid to ignore. These aren't coincidences. They are divine affirmations. Endlessly, the connection between you and the divine in consciousness. Cassandra. But perhaps the most beautiful sign is this. The connection will elevate you spiritually. This person will challenge you to grow, inspire you to heal, and remind you of the infinite love God has for you. Together, you'll become more than you ever thought possible. When God wants you with someone, you don't have to strive or force the connection. Rest in the knowledge that His plan is perfect, His timing flawless, and His love for you unshakable. When it's meant to be, nothing in the world can keep you apart. Farim, when God intends for you to be with someone, the intricate design of life begins to unfold in ways that surpass human comprehension. The events, encounters, and coincidences that bring you together are not random, they are divinely orchestrated. It is as though an unseen hand moves the pieces of a grand puzzle, aligning circumstances so perfectly that even the smallest details feel purposeful. Imagine moments where you feel you are in the right place at the right time. These are not accidents. When God's plan is at work, you'll notice how things begin to align effortlessly. You may find yourself making decisions or taking actions that at the time seem inconsequential, only to later realize they were critical steps in leading you to the person you are meant to meet. You might take a job in a city you never planned to live in, attend an event you weren't sure about, or connect with someone who introduces you to the right person. Each decision, no matter how small, is part of the divine weaving. There is a sense of ease in the process when divine timing is at play. The obstacles that seem to block the way before suddenly vanish. You no longer have to push, strive, or force things to happen. It feels as though life itself is carrying you toward the connection. Circumstances that once seemed chaotic or uncertain begin to make sense. Even the challenges you've faced, heartbreaks, setbacks, or moments of solitude, are revealed as necessary pieces of the journey. They were preparing you, shaping you, and refining you for the person who is meant to walk this path with you. Now, let's move on and talk about the other panel as it plays out in the next episode. This alignment of circumstances often involves moments that feel too extraordinary to be coincidental. Perhaps you both decide to visit the same place at the same time, or you share mutual friends who unexpectedly introduce you. You might find that your lives have been running parallel without you even knowing it, as if the universe had been silently preparing both of you for the right moment to meet. These moments are like signposts along the way, gentle reminders that a higher power is guiding your steps. What makes divine timing so extraordinary is its precision. Everything happens not a moment too soon or too late, but exactly when it is meant to. If you reflect on the past, you'll notice how certain delays or detours ultimately led you to where you needed to be. Perhaps you weren't ready for the relationship before, or maybe the other person was on their own journey of growth. Divine timing ensures that both of you are in the right state of mind, heart, and spirit to recognize and receive the connection fully. It is a process of preparation, where every experience, every lesson, and every moment of waiting serves a purpose. And that conscious commitment to last and not giving into connection really matters. As life aligns itself, you'll also notice an undeniable sense of flow. The relationship doesn't feel forced, it unfolds naturally. Communication becomes effortless, misunderstandings are rare, and both of you feel a deep sense of peace in each other's presence. This is the hallmark of divine timing. It brings with it a harmony that feels like coming home. Investigate the power of divine timing. How can you accept anything less than the present moment? It brings with it a harmony that feels like coming home. Even if challenges arise, as they inevitably do in any relationship, there is a shared resilience, a mutual understanding that this connection is worth preserving. In Ganti, this life is worth living. Are we not connected, dear Mata? Divine timing also extends beyond the initial meeting. It continues to guide the growth of the relationship. You may find that opportunities arise for both of you to grow together in ways that enrich not only your bond but also your individual lives. The alignment of circumstances doesn't end at the start. It is an ongoing process, a continual unfolding of God's plan. Now this divine orchestration reminds us that we are not in control of the timing. but we can trust the process. Often we try to rush love, forcing connections that aren't meant to be, or holding on to relationships that no longer serve us. But when God is at work, there is no need for struggle. The connection meant for you will come into your life effortlessly and at the perfect time. When you look back, you will marvel at how perfectly everything came together. You will see how even the moments of pain and waiting were necessary parts of the journey. Life's intricate design will reveal itself, and you will know without a shadow of a doubt that this connection was written in the stars long before you ever realized it. It is in these moments that you understand the beauty of divine timing and the perfection of God's plan. It is in these moments that you understand the beauty of divine timing and the perfection of God's plan. When a connection is divinely guided, it brings with it a profound and unshakable inner knowing. This is not a fleeting emotion or a momentary feeling of excitement. Instead, it is a deep, enduring sense of peace and certainty that settles within your heart. It is as though your soul recognizes something your mind cannot yet fully articulate. This knowing is not born out of logic or analysis, but from a place far deeper, a place where truth resides untouched by fear or doubt. From the moment this knowing arises, it is unmistakable. You feel calm, centered, and assured. There is no need to question or second guess, because the connection feels right in every sense of the word. This is not to say that everything will immediately make sense on the surface. Life may still hold its complexities, and the circumstances may not appear perfect at first glance. Yet despite this, an inner voice reassures you that this is where you are meant to be. Papa, it is the voice that cannot be silenced, even by external challenges or temporary doubts. This deep sense of certainty is a gift, for it anchors you in a world that often feels uncertain. Relationships can sometimes be clouded by confusion, fear, or insecurity. But when a connection is divinely guided, these feelings are absent. Instead, there is clarity, a sense that you are walking a path laid out for you by a higher power. This clarity does not demand explanations or proof. It simply exists, steadfast and immovable. You may notice that this inner knowing doesn't require validation from others. It is not dependent on the opinions or judgments of friends, family, or society. While others might question or offer their perspectives, their words do not shake your belief. This is because the knowing comes from within, not from external sources. It is a quiet confidence that allows you to stand firm, even in the face of skepticism or doubt from those around you. This peace and certainty also extend to your interactions with the other person. You feel at ease in their presence, as though you have known them for a lifetime, even if you have just met. There is no need to pretend, to impress, or to hide parts of yourself. You feel seen, understood, and accepted exactly as you are. This sense of authenticity strengthens the bond and reinforces the inner knowing that this connection is right. Furthermore, this certainty is not tied to surface-level attractions or fleeting emotions. It is not about infatuation or the excitement of newness. Instead, it is rooted in something far deeper, a spiritual recognition that transcends the physical or emotional. It is as though your soul recognizes a kindred spirit, someone with whom you are meant to walk a shared path. This recognition often feels timeless, as though the connection has existed long before this moment and will continue long after. Even when challenges arise, this inner knowing remains. Relationships, no matter how divinely guided, are not without their tests. Yet the sense of peace within you allows you to navigate difficulties with grace and patience. You do not feel the urge to run away or to question the foundation of the connection. Instead, you feel a quiet assurance that these challenges are part of the journey, not a sign that the connection is wrong. This resilience is another hallmark of a divinely guided relationship. It is built on a foundation so strong that it can weather any storm. The beauty of this inner knowing is that it liberates you from fear. In many relationships, fear can creep in. Fear of losing the person, fear of rejection, or fear of making the wrong choice. But when the connection is divinely guided, fear has no place. You trust not only the other person, but also the process itself. You trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by, and that this connection is part of a greater plan. Life is everything that happens to you from now to the end of time. This trust brings a sense of joy and freedom. You are no longer burdened by the need to control or manipulate the outcome. Instead, you can fully embrace the connection, knowing that it is guided by something far greater than yourself. This freedom allows love to flow naturally and effortlessly, unburdened by fear or doubt. You are immediately taken to your consciousness with readiness and inspiration. You are told that your consciousness is on the other side of the divide edge. This unshakable inner knowing is a reflection of God's presence in the connection. It is His way of reassuring you that you are on the right path. This peace and certainty are His gifts, reminding you that you are exactly where you are meant to be. It is a feeling so profound, so undeniable, that it becomes the foundation upon which the connection is built. And with this foundation, there is nothing that cannot be overcome. When a connection is divinely guided, something extraordinary happens. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable begin to clear effortlessly. These barriers, whether they are rooted in distance, timing, misunderstandings, or external circumstances, lose their power to stand in the way. It is as though an invisible force is at work, clearing the path and creating space for the connection to flourish. Sashep ideth ikapi. Lagnisi Sakye. This process is not the result of human effort or planning, but of divine energy weaving together a tapestry that aligns perfectly with its intention. Imagine a situation where distance has kept two people apart. Perhaps they live in different cities, countries, or even continents, and the logistics of bridging that gap seem daunting. But when God's plan is at work, solutions arise in ways you could never anticipate. A job opportunity might unexpectedly bring one person closer to the other, or a chance event might create a reason for them to be in the same place at the same time. What once felt like an impossible gap suddenly feels manageable, even effortless. You don't have to struggle or force things to happen. The pieces begin to fall into place on their own. There, and in this case, it really is. Timing too can feel like an insurmountable obstacle. Life often has a way of making us feel as though we've missed the moment, as though the chance for connection is past. But divine timing is different. It is perfect, precise, and always on schedule. When God is guiding a connection, you realize that what felt like delays or missed opportunities were in fact moments of preparation. Both people are being readied, shaped, and refined so that when the timing is right, they can come together without hesitation or doubt. The wait, though difficult at times, proves to be an essential part of the journey. Even misunderstandings, which so often create barriers in relationships, begin to dissolve. In a divinely guided connection, clarity replaces confusion. Conversations flow more easily, and any miscommunications are quickly resolved. It feels as though a higher power is at work, ensuring that both parties can see and understand each other clearly. There is no need for endless explanations and debates. The truth of the connection speaks louder than any words. This level of understanding fosters a deep sense of trust and harmony, further reinforcing the bond. The spiritual, religious understanding, external circumstances too lose their ability to hinder the connection. Financial difficulties, career pressures, or family expectations may have once seemed like insurmountable challenges, yet when divine energy is at play, solutions emerge where none seemed possible before. Opportunities arise, support appears, and the path becomes clear. It is as though the universe conspires to remove every obstacle, paving the way for the connection to unfold as it is meant to. You might manifest everything in your life that you desire. This process often feels miraculous, leaving you in awe of how effortlessly things come together. Amazingly, even the cleaning of a window after rain gives that power up. What makes this clearing of obstacles so remarkable is the ease with which it happens. In many aspects of life, we are taught to push, strive, and fight to overcome challenges. But in a divinely guided connection, there is no need for struggle. The obstacles that once required immense effort simply dissolve on their own. This doesn't mean there won't be moments of action or decision-making, but even those feel guided and natural. If you find yourself in the right place, meeting the right people, and making the right choices without forcing anything. This effortless clearing of obstacles is a testament to the power of divine energy. It is a reminder that what is meant for you will not pass you by, no matter how impossible it may seem. The barriers that once loomed so large are revealed to be temporary illusions, unable to withstand the force of God's plan. It is a humbling and awe-inspiring experience to witness how life rearranges itself to bring you closer to what is meant for you. Through this process, you also come to understand the value of surrender. When you stop resisting, stop trying to control every detail, and instead trust in the divine plan, you create space for miracles to unfold. The very act of letting go allows the obstacles to clear, as though the energy of surrender invites divine intervention. This is not a passive process, but an active choice to trust, to believe, and to remain open to the possibilities that lie ahead. As you look back on the journey, you will see how every obstacle served a purpose. The distance taught you patience, the timing taught you faith, and the misunderstandings taught you the value of clarity. Each challenge, in its own way, prepared you for the connection that was always meant to be. And when the obstacles finally cleared, you are left with a deep sense of gratitude, not only for the connection itself, but for the journey that brought you to it. The effortless clearing of obstacles is one of the clearest signs of a divinely guided connection. It is a reminder that no barrier is too great, no challenge too daunting when God's hand is at work. The path may not always be easy, but it will always be clear. And when you finally stand face to face with the person you are meant to be with, you will know, without a shadow of a doubt, that every obstacle was worth it, and every step was guided by divine love. When a connection is divinely orchestrated, one of the most beautiful signs is the perfect alignment of desires between the two individuals involved. This harmony is not something that is forced or manufactured. It flows naturally, as though the connection was always meant to be. Both people experience a mutual recognition, a deep, almost inexplicable understanding that their lives and aspirations are aligned. It is as though they have been walking parallel paths, and now those paths have converged at exactly the right moment. This alignment begins with the recognition of shared values and goals. In a world where people often struggle to find common ground in relationships, a divinely guided connection stands out because there is no need to compromise the core of who you are. Instead, you discover that your desires naturally complement one another. Whether it's a shared vision for the future, similar life priorities, or a mutual understanding of love and commitment, everything seems to fit effortlessly. It's not about one person bending or sacrificing to accommodate the other, but about two individuals walking side by side toward the same destination. This sense of alignment brings an unparalleled level of harmony to the connection. When desires match perfectly, there is no need for resistance or conflict. Conversations flow with ease. Decisions are made without unnecessary tension, and both individuals feel seen and understood. Seen and understood. End of poem. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain, read by Peter Tuck. This doesn't mean there will never be disagreements or differences in perspective. Those are natural in any relationship. But even those moments of difference are approached with mutual respect and a desire to grow together. The shared vision acts as a guiding light, ensuring that even when challenges arise, the bond remains strong. One of the most striking aspects of this harmony is the absence of force. In many relationships, people try to mold themselves into what they think the other person wants or needs. They might suppress their own desires, pretend to share interests they don't genuinely care about, or compromise on dreams that are important to them. But in a divinely guided connection, none of this is necessary. This is why aspiration is not fatal for people who consider that failing in their major goal is a victory in security. There is a sense of freedom to be fully yourself because you know that the other person accepts and values you for who you truly are. This mutual authenticity allows the connection to grow on a foundation of truth and trust. This alignment of desires also extends to how the two individuals envision the relationship itself. There is no need for one person to convince the other to take the connection seriously or to invest in it. Both people are on the same page, moving at the same pace, and committed to the same outcome. Whether it's building a life together, supporting each other's dreams, or simply growing in love and understanding, the vision is shared. This shared vision creates a sense of security and stability, allowing both individuals to feel confident in the direction of the relationship. This harmony is not confined to the big picture goals of the relationship. It is evident in the small, everyday moments as well. You'll notice that your desires align in simple but meaningful ways. How you like to spend your time, the kinds of experiences you want to share, and even the way you communicate and express love. These seemingly minor details add up to create a connection that feels natural and fulfilling. There is no constant push and pull, no battle to make things work. Instead, the relationship flows with ease, like two pieces of a puzzle coming together. This perfect alignment is not something that happens by accident. It is a reflection of divine guidance, a sign that the connection has been orchestrated with intention and care. It is as though God has designed both individuals to complement one another in every way, ensuring that their union will be one of harmony and growth. This realization brings with it a profound sense of gratitude and awe. End of poem. We begin to see how every experience in your life, every joy and every challenge, has prepared you for this moment, for this connection that feels so perfectly alive. Are you not on the way to total healing and realizing your immortal destiny? Are you not called to be a healer? The beauty of this alignment is that it also inspires personal growth. When you are with someone whose desires align so closely with your own, you feel encouraged to become the best version of yourself. Their support and understanding create an environment where you can thrive, and your love for them motivates you to grow in ways you never imagined. This growth is not one-sided, it is mutual. Just as it is possible for you to become a better human, both individuals inspire and uplift one another, creating a dynamic that is as enriching as it is harmonious. The perfect alignment of desires in a divinely guided connection is a testament to the power of divine timing and intention. It is a reminder that when something is meant for you, it will feel right in every sense of the word. There will be no need for struggle or compromise of your core self. Instead, you will find a partnership that brings out the best in you, supports your dreams, and aligns with your vision for the future. The best mastermind can keep you in the direction you wish to go. For your love of your own future, this kind of connection is rare and precious. And when it arrives, you will know, deep in your soul, that it is a gift from God. Startling, huh? When God intends for you to be with someone, He communicates in profound and often subtle ways, speaking directly to your soul through signs, intuition, and even dreams. It is as if the universe conspires to send you messages that confirm the connection is divinely ordained. These signs are not mere coincidences, but purposeful whispers from God, guiding you toward what is meant to be. They are gentle reminders that you are not walking this path alone, and they serve as beacons of clarity in moments of uncertainty. End of Book 4, Chapter 2, of Interlocking Metaphors. You may begin to notice repetitive symbols or patterns that seem to appear everywhere you look. Perhaps it's a particular number sequence, a song that keeps playing at significant moments, or a word or phrase that resonates deeply. These symbols act as divine breadcrumbs, leading you closer to the realization of the connection's importance. They often appear in moments when you are questioning or seeking clarity, providing reassurance that you are on the right path. And the beauty of these signs is that they feel deeply personal, as if they were crafted specifically for you. You may not understand their meaning immediately, but they stir something within you, a sense of recognition that cannot be ignored. Dreams are another powerful way God speaks to you about this union. In the quiet of the night, when your conscious mind is at rest, your soul becomes more attuned to divine communication. You may dream of the person in ways that feel vivid and meaningful, as if the dream is more than just a product of your imagination. These dreams may reveal aspects of the connection that you have yet to experience in waking life, serving as a glimpse into what is possible. So it is the dreams of these dreams, such as the closed bow, they leave you with a feeling of peace and certainty, as though your heart has been reminded of a truth it already knows. Intuition plays a significant role in this divine guidance. There is a quiet yet unwavering voice within you, a knowing that goes beyond logic or reason. This intuition may manifest as a feeling of peace whenever you think about the person, or an inexplicable pull toward them that you cannot ignore. It is not rooted in fear or desperation, but in a calm certainty that defies explanation. You might find yourself saying, "I just know," even when you cannot articulate why. This inner knowing is God's way of aligning your heart and spirit with the truth of the connection. Sometimes the signs come through external events or encounters. You might overhear a conversation that speaks directly to your situation, or come across a message in a book, a sermon, or even a random comment from a stranger that resonates deeply. These moments feel almost uncanny, as though they were orchestrated just for you. They arrive at exactly the right time, providing clarity or reassurance when you need it most. In these instances, it feels as though God is using the world around you as a canvas to deliver His message. Act 2. What's remarkable about these signs and intuitive nudges is that they often come with a sense of divine timing. They appear not when you demand them, but when you are ready to receive them. This requires a level of openness and trust, an ability to surrender your need for control and allow God to reveal His plan in His own way. When you do, you begin to notice the intricate ways in which everything aligns, pointing you toward the connection He has designed for you. It's important to note that these signs are not meant to create obsession or anxiety. They are gentle, reassuring, and uplifting. They don't demand that you chase or force anything to happen. Rather, they invite you to trust and allow the connection to unfold naturally. The signs of God's way of affirming what your soul already knows, giving you the courage to move forward with faith and confidence. Over time, you begin to see how all the signs, dreams, and intuitive insights fit together like pieces of a puzzle. They create a picture that becomes clearer with each passing day, confirming that this connection is not a random occurrence, but a part of God's divine plan for your life. This realization fills you with a sense of awe and gratitude. You understand that you are not navigating this journey alone. You are being guided by a higher power that knows what is best for you. In moments of doubt, these signs serve as anchors, reminding you to stay the course. They encourage you to trust in God's timing, even when the path ahead is unclear. They remind you that what is meant for you will not pass you by, and that every step, no matter how small, is part of a greater purpose. When God speaks through signs and intuition, it is His way of drawing you closer to the truth of your heart. He is whispering to your soul, guiding you toward a union that is rooted in love, purpose, and divine alignment. As you listen and trust, you will find that the connection unfolds in ways more beautiful than you could have ever imagined, leaving no doubt that it was meant to be. When a connection is divinely orchestrated, it goes beyond the surface level of companionship and romance. It becomes a transformative journey that impacts your soul. This kind of relationship doesn't just fill the heart, it awakens it. It serves as a catalyst for spiritual growth, healing, and a deeper connection with God. Such a bond is not merely about love in its human sense, but about a divine purpose that elevates both individuals in profound and lasting ways. A divinely guided relationship has a way of bringing to the surface all that needs healing within you. It acts as a mirror, reflecting your fears, insecurities, and unresolved wounds. At first, this might feel uncomfortable, even challenging, but it is through this process that you experience true growth. The connection invites you to confront these parts of yourself with love and compassion, not as flaws to be ashamed of, but as areas of your soul that are ready to be transformed. This kind of healing doesn't happen in isolation. It is deeply intertwined with your spiritual journey, drawing you closer to God as you surrender your burdens and allow His grace to guide you. Through this process, you begin to understand the deeper purpose of the relationship. It is not simply about fulfilling your desires or finding happiness in another person. It is about becoming more aligned with the person God created you to be. This connection teaches you how to love in a way that is selfless and unconditional, reflecting the divine love that God has for each of us. You start to see love not as something you take from another person, but as something you give freely, knowing that it is rooted in an infinite source. You are connected with nature, with the consciousness, and with yourself. This spiritual transformation is not one-sided. It impacts both individuals in the relationship. A divinely guided connection is marked by mutual growth. Each person becomes a source of inspiration and encouragement for the other, creating an environment where both can thrive. You uplift one another, not just emotionally but spiritually, reminding each other of your worth and purpose. This mutual elevation strengthens the bond, making it unshakable even in the face of life's challenges. One of the most profound aspects of this kind of connection is how it deepens your relationship with God. As you navigate the journey together, you become more attuned to His presence and guidance. You start to see how He is working through your relationship to reveal His love and wisdom. Prayer, faith, and spiritual practices become central to your bond, not out of obligation, but because they bring you closer to the divine purpose behind your union. The connection between God and your inner self, without betraying who you are, is the root of self-connection with the universe. You find yourself seeking God together, whether through shared prayers, moments of gratitude, or simply reflecting on the ways He has brought you to this point. Because He once made it legal, He made it witnessed. Because He once made it witnessed, He made it law. Because the transformation extends beyond the two of you, radiating outward to impact the world around you. A divinely guided connection has a ripple effect, inspiring others and creating a legacy of love and purpose. Together you become a living testament to what is possible when God is at the center of a relationship. Your love becomes a beacon of hope and a reminder to others that true connection is not about settling or striving, but about trusting in divine timing and alignment. This spiritual elevation also brings a sense of clarity and peace. You no longer question whether the connection is right or struggle to make it fit. Instead, you feel a deep sense of alignment, as if every aspect of your life is falling into place. The relationship doesn't distract you from your purpose. It enhances it. You find that your partner not only supports your dreams, but actively encourages you to pursue them. And you do the same for them. Together you create a life that is not only fulfilling, but deeply meaningful. Over time, this connection transforms the way you see yourself, your partner, and the world. It shifts your perspective from one of lack to one of abundance, reminding you that love is not about possession or control, but about freedom and grace. You realize that the relationship is not something you must strive to maintain. It is a gift that grows naturally when nurtured with faith, trust, and divine guidance. This realization brings a sense of joy and gratitude that permeates every aspect of your life. A divinely guided connection is not just about the relationship itself. It is about the spiritual awakening it inspires. It is about becoming more aligned with your true self, your purpose, and your Creator. It is a journey that brings healing, growth, and a deeper understanding of love. Not just the love you share with your partner, but the love that God has for all of us. This kind of relationship is rare and sacred, and when it comes into your life, it leaves no doubt that it was designed for you by a higher power. It is a reminder that God's plans are always greater than anything you could imagine, and His timing is always perfect. The sooner we understand this, the sooner we will be able to live life properly. In conclusion, when God intends for you to be with someone, everything aligns in divine perfection. The signs, the timing, the transformation, and the deep sense of peace all serve as unmistakable reminders of His hand at work. Such a connection is not just about love. It's about purpose, growth, and the fulfillment of His greater plan for your life. It brings healing, spiritual elevation, and a deeper relationship with Him, reminding you that what is meant for you will never miss you. Trust the journey, listen to the whispers of your soul, and let God guide the path forward. So now, thank you for taking the time to reflect on these truths. May your heart remain open to the divine guidance that leads you to what is truly meant for you. Blessings always. Ladies and gentlemen, as I pause for a moment and observe your life, look around you. The relationships you've built, the career you've chosen, the circumstances you find yourself in. Now consider this profound truth. What you see is not separate from you. Reality, in all its vastness, is merely a mirror reflecting your innermost self. If you stand before a mirror and frown, does the reflection smile back? Of course not. The mirror is impartial. It simply reflects what is before it. So too, the world around you mirrors your deepest thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. If you perceive lack, fear, or doubt within, the world cannot help but show you those same qualities. But here is the good news. You hold the power to change the reflection. The mirror cannot act on its own. It only responds to what is placed before it. If you wish to see joy, abundance, and love in the world, then you must first cultivate these states within yourself. How do you do this? Begin with your thoughts. They are the seeds you plant in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Whatever you nurture and tend to will grow and manifest in your life. But understand this, it is not enough to think idly of what you desire. The mirror responds not to empty words, but to the feelings behind them. Feel as though your desire is already yours. Act as if it is already done. The mirror of reality must respond because it is bound by law to reflect your inner state. Do not resist what you currently see in the reflection. Resistance only magnifies the image. Instead, accept it as the result of past thoughts. Then gently shift your focus inward. Ask yourself, what am I choosing to feel right now? What am I assuming to be true about my life? The answers to these questions hold the power to transform the reflection. And the answers to these questions hold the power to transform the reflection. The present moment is your canvas. Whatever you choose to think, feel, and believe now will paint the picture of tomorrow. Reality is your faithful servant, waiting patiently to mirror back the masterpiece you create within. Answer. So, stand before the mirror of life with intention. Smile with the certainty that the reflection will smile back. Know that you are both the observer and the creator. The power lies within you, waiting to be realized. Reality is not your enemy, it is your greatest ally. Master the art of shifting your inner world, and the outer world will effortlessly follow. At number 2, at last, the outer world is a game to you. Every experience in your life is a direct projection of your inner beliefs, thoughts, and emotions. The world you see around you, the circumstances you encounter, and the relationships you nurture are not independent of you. They are intricately woven into the fabric of your consciousness. What you hold within, the thoughts you entertain repeatedly, the beliefs you embrace as truths, and the emotions you allow to take root, creates the lens through which you view life. This lens doesn't simply filter reality, it actively shapes it. If you desire to alter the outer world, you must first turn inward and reshape the image you carry within. It is essential to understand that your outer world is not the cause but the effect. Most people mistakenly try to fix external conditions without realizing that these conditions are merely the reflection of their internal state. Imagine standing before a mirror. If you frown, the reflection cannot smile back at you. If you wish to see joy, you must first smile yourself. Contemplation. In the same way, if you find yourself surrounded by discord, lack, or limitation, the solution is not to fight against what you see, but to look inward and address the root cause. The outer world responds with precision to the vibrations of your inner being. Your dominant thoughts and beliefs act as a signal broadcast to the universe, and reality aligns itself to match that signal. If you believe the world is full of opportunities, you will notice doors opening where others see walls. Conversely, if you believe life is unfair or difficult, you will attract circumstances that confirm this belief. The world is not punishing or rewarding you. It is merely reflecting the energy you are emitting. Emotions amplify this process. They are the fuel that powers the projection of your inner state onto the outer world. A fleeting thought carries little power, but a thought charged with emotion becomes a command to the universe. This is why it is so important to cultivate emotions that align with the life you wish to create. Feelings of gratitude, joy, and abundance will draw experiences that mirror those states. On the other hand, emotions like fear, anger, or despair will inevitably attract situations that reinforce them. They are symbolic of each other. Changing the inner image begins with awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts you think on a daily basis. Are they uplifting or limiting? Are they rooted in possibility or fear? Your beliefs are not fixed. They can be questioned, revised, and replaced. By consciously choosing empowering thoughts and beliefs, you begin to shift the foundation of your inner world. But thought alone is not enough. You must also embody the feelings that correspond to your desired reality. Imagine the life you wish to live and feel as though it is already yours. Visualize it vividly, engaging all your senses, and let the emotions of joy, excitement, and gratitude well up within you. As you do this consistently, the outer world will begin to reflect the changes taking place within. As you do this consistently, the outer world will begin to reflect the changes taking place within. It is a process that requires patience and trust. The reflection in the mirror does not change instantly, but rest assured, it will change. Reality is malleable, but it is bound by the laws of creation. What you plant within will grow and bear fruit in time. Trust the process, knowing that as you shift your inner state, the outer world must follow. You are the master of your experience, and your reality will always echo the truth you hold within. Your thoughts are not fleeting, meaningless occurrences. They are the building blocks of your reality. Every thought you think, especially those you dwell on repeatedly, carries a creative power that shapes the circumstances and events of your life. These thoughts, along with the assumptions you hold about yourself and the world, act like seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Just as a seed contains within it the potential to grow into a tree, your thoughts contain the blueprint for the experiences that will manifest in your physical world. What you nurture in your mind with consistent focus and emotional energy will grow and eventually appear in your reality. The subconscious mind does not discriminate between positive and negative thoughts. It does not question whether what you think is true or false, beneficial or harmful. It simply receives your dominant thoughts as instructions and works tirelessly to bring them to fruition. If you constantly entertain thoughts of lack, limitation, or fear, you are effectively planting seeds that will grow into circumstances, reflecting those very feelings. Similarly, if you nurture thoughts of abundance, joy, and success, your subconscious mind will respond by creating opportunities and experiences that align with those thoughts. 8. It is crucial to understand that thoughts alone are not the only factor at play. The emotional energy you attach to those thoughts amplifies their power. A thought charged with emotion becomes a command to the subconscious mind. For instance, a fleeting thought about success may pass unnoticed, but when that thought is combined with a feeling of excitement or confidence, it takes root more deeply. Emotions serve as the water and sunlight that nourish the seeds of thought, accelerating their growth and ensuring they manifest more vividly in your life. Your assumptions, which are essentially the thoughts you accept as true without question, play a particularly significant role in shaping reality. Assumptions act as the foundation upon which your beliefs and experiences are built. If you assume the world is a harsh and unforgiving place, you will unconsciously align your actions and perceptions with that belief, attracting experiences that reinforce it. On the other hand, if you assume that life is filled with endless possibilities and opportunities, you will find evidence of this truth everywhere you look. To harness the creative power of your thoughts, you must become deliberate in what you choose to think and assume. Begin by examining the thoughts that occupy your mind most frequently. Are they supportive of the life you wish to create, or do they work against your desires? Replace limiting thoughts with empowering ones, and reinforce these new thoughts with consistent repetition and emotional engagement. Your visualization can be a powerful tool in this process. By vividly imagining the outcomes you desire and feeling as though they are already yours, you impress these ideas upon your subconscious mind, encouraging them to take root and grow. Start improving. It is also essential to practice patience. Just as a seed does not sprout into a tree overnight, your thoughts require time to manifest. Trust in the process, knowing that what you consistently plant and nurture within your mind will inevitably come to fruition. Guard your thoughts vigilantly, for they are the architects of your destiny. What you think today is shaping your tomorrow, and the quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life. When you understand this, you can take conscious control of your mind, planting only the seeds that will grow into the reality you truly desire. Feelings are the driving force behind the reality you experience. While words and thoughts have their place in the creative process, they are powerless without the emotional energy that gives them life. Reality does not respond to empty words spoken without conviction or to thoughts that lack emotional depth. Instead, it is the feeling behind the thought or the words that resonates with the subconscious mind and the universe, setting the wheels of manifestation into motion. Feelings are the language of creation. They bypass the critical, analytical mind and speak directly to the subconscious, which shapes your outer world. When you feel something deeply and consistently, you impress that feeling upon your subconscious mind and it begins to work on your behalf, aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities to match your emotional state. If you feel confident, joyful, and abundant, life will mirror those feelings back to you in the form of positive experiences. Conversely, if you dwell in fear, doubt, or lack, those emotions will manifest as challenges and obstacles in your external reality. Without this understanding, we could not imagine what pushes into our experience, the challenges and obstacles in your external reality. The key to mastering this process lies in cultivating emotions that align with the life you wish to create. It is not enough to think about success, love, or happiness. You must feel as though you already possess these qualities. Feelings act as the bridge between your inner desires and their outer manifestation. When you embody the feeling of already having what you desire, you create a powerful magnetic field that attracts corresponding experiences into your life. For instance, if you desire financial abundance, you must move beyond merely wishing for it or affirming it in words. You must feel the emotions that would accompany financial security and prosperity. Imagine the relief, joy, and gratitude you would feel if your financial needs were met. Allow these feelings to permeate your being and hold on to them as if your desire has already been fulfilled. This emotional state becomes a signal you broadcast to the universe, and the universe in turn responds by reflecting that state in your reality. It is important to understand that feelings are not something you have to wait for circumstances to evoke. They are something you can consciously generate within yourself at any moment. Through practices such as visualization, gratitude, and mindfulness, you can cultivate the emotions that align with your desires. Visualization, for example, allows you to create vivid mental images of your ideal life, and when combined with the corresponding emotions, it becomes a powerful tool for shaping reality. Gratitude, on the other hand, shifts your focus to what you already have, fostering feelings of abundance and contentment that attract more of the same. Beware of allowing negative emotions to dominate your inner state. Feelings of fear, anger, or hopelessness, when held for extended periods, can become self-fulfilling prophecies, drawing unwanted experiences into your life. When such emotions arise, acknowledge them, but do not dwell on them. Instead, consciously redirect your focus to thoughts and activities that uplift and inspire you. Feelings are the essence of who you are. They are the energy you emit, and that energy determines the quality of the experiences you attract. By mastering your emotions and aligning them with the life you wish to create, you take control of your reality. The mirror of life cannot help but reflect back the feelings you hold most deeply within. Embrace the power of feeling as if your desires are already yours, and watch as the world transforms to match the truth you have cultivated in your heart. The present moment is the foundation upon which all creation rests. It is the eternal now that holds the power to shape your reality. While it may seem as though life is a series of linear events stretching from the past to the future, the truth is that the present moment is the only place where creation occurs. What you are experiencing now is merely the result of past thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that have manifested into form. However, what you think and feel in this very moment is actively crafting the reality that is to come. Most people are caught in a cycle of reacting to their present circumstances, unaware that their reactions perpetuate the very conditions they wish to change. They see the world around them as fixed and unchangeable, failing to realize that it is simply a reflection of their past states of mind. But this reflection, no matter how seemingly solid, is not permanent. It can be reshaped in the present moment by shifting the thoughts and emotions that you entertain now. The present is not bound by the limitations of the past, unless you allow it to be. To truly understand the power of the present moment, imagine it as a blank canvas. The experiences you see on this canvas now were painted by the brushstrokes of your past thoughts and feelings. But just as a painter can choose new colors and techniques at any time, you have the ability to create a new reality by altering what you think and feel in the present. The moment you shift your focus from what was to what can be, you begin to paint a new picture for your future. This process requires awareness and intentionality. Many people allow their minds to drift unconsciously, replaying old patterns of worry, fear, or doubt. These repetitive thoughts are like painting the same picture over and over again, ensuring that tomorrow looks exactly like yesterday. To break free from this cycle, you must bring your attention fully to the present moment and consciously choose thoughts and feelings that align with the life you desire. This act of conscious creation is not about ignoring the present circumstances, but about recognizing that they are temporary and subject to change. Feeling is the key to transforming the present moment into a canvas of infinite potential. When you generate emotions such as gratitude, joy, and confidence in the now, you set into motion a creative process that will bring experiences matching those emotions into your life. Even if your current reality does not reflect the life you desire, you can still cultivate the feelings associated with your desired outcomes. This act of feeling as though your desires are already fulfilled is what begins to reshape the reflection you will see in the future. It is important to remember that the present moment is neutral. It does not judge, criticize, or limit. It simply reflects what you impress upon it. By shifting your inner state in the now, you redirect the trajectory of your life. You are not a prisoner of your past thoughts, unless you choose to cling to them. Each moment offers a new opportunity to plant the seeds of a brighter future. The now is your greatest gift and most powerful tool. It is where all possibilities exist, waiting for you to choose and embody them. What you see in your current reality is the result of who you were, but who you are now, the thoughts you think and the emotions you cultivate, is shaping what you will see next. Embrace the present moment as your canvas and paint it with intention, love, and vision, knowing that the reflection you create will soon become your lived experience. You are both the observer of your life and the creator of everything within it. At first, this concept may seem contradictory. How can you be both the witness to your reality and the one shaping it? Yet, this dual role is the essence of your existence. Your awareness, your ability to perceive and focus, is the painter, and your reality is the masterpiece that unfolds based on the strokes of thought, feeling, and belief you choose to apply. Once you understand this truth, you will no longer feel like a victim of circumstances. Instead, you will recognize the immense power you hold to create a life aligned with your deepest desires. Life is short, beautiful, and meaningful. You get to live it every day. Whatever life throws at you, as the observer, you hold the ability to step back and notice the thoughts and emotions that arise within you. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. This distinction is crucial because it allows you to see that you have the power to choose which thoughts you will give attention to and which you will let pass by. Most people live unconsciously, allowing their minds to be filled with repetitive, limiting patterns of thought. They assume these thoughts are an inevitable part of who they are, never realizing they have the ability to observe, question, and ultimately change them. The goal is freedom. Awareness, not giving away freedom. Observation alone is not enough. As the creator, you must actively shape your reality by directing your focus and energy toward what you wish to experience. Your awareness is like the brush of an artist. It determines where the paint will go and how the masterpiece will look. If you focus on lack, fear, or frustration, you are painting these emotions into the canvas of your life. But if you focus on abundance, love, and joy, you will see these qualities reflected back to you in your experiences. Creation begins with intention. You must decide what it is you want to create and hold that vision firmly in your mind. This vision is the blueprint for your masterpiece, and your thoughts and emotions act as the tools that bring it to life. However, creation is not a mechanical process. It is deeply tied to your inner state. You cannot force reality into being by sheer willpower or empty words. Instead, you must align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the reality you wish to experience, allowing it to flow naturally from within you. As the creator, it is important to embrace responsibility for your life. This does not mean blaming yourself for challenges or difficulties, but rather understanding that you have the power to influence and transform them. The moment you shift from seeing yourself as a victim of external circumstances to recognizing yourself as the creator of your experience, everything changes. You reclaim the ability to rewrite your story and paint a new masterpiece, no matter what the current canvas looks like. This dual role of observer and creator empowers you to move through life with purpose and clarity. When challenges arise, you can step back into the role of the observer, noticing how your thoughts and feelings contribute to the situation. From this place of awareness, you can choose to redirect your energy and create a new path forward. This is not a process of denial or avoidance, but one of conscious transformation. Reality is your masterpiece, And every moment is an opportunity to add a new brushstroke, a new layer of color and depth. As you recognize your power as both the observer and the creator, you step into the truth of who you are, a limitless being capable of shaping your life according to your highest vision. No longer bound by the illusions of limitation or victimhood, you become the artist of your existence, painting a life that resides within you, abundance and love that reside within you. Resistance is a force that arises when you push against what is, when you fight the reality that is currently reflected back to you. Yet the more you resist, the more you energize the very thing you wish to change. It's like standing in front of a mirror and angrily demanding the reflection to smile, while your own face remains stern. The reflection cannot change until you do. Resistance distorts the mirror, trapping you in cycles of frustration, disappointment, and repetition. True transformation begins not with resistance, but with acceptance. A deep and profound acknowledgement of what is, followed by a shift in focus inward. The mirror of reality is neutral, a perfect reflection of your inner world. When you react with resistance, whether through anger, denial, or fear, you are essentially reinforcing the very state you wish to escape. Resistance anchors you to the undesirable image because your focus and energy are locked onto it. You become like someone who struggles in quicksand. The more you fight, the deeper you sink. What you resist, you feed with attention, and what you feed grows stronger. And acceptance, however, is not surrender in the sense of giving up. It is a powerful act of awareness and presence. To accept the reflection in the mirror is to acknowledge it without judgment, recognizing it as a result of past thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Acceptance allows you to stop fighting against the reflection and instead start understanding its cause. In this space of calm observation, you create the opening for change. You create the opening for change because it leads to the invitation to change a thing. Acceptance liberates you from the grip of resistance and restores your power to choose a new direction. Once you accept the reflection, the next step is to shift your focus inward. The mirror cannot change unless you change the image it reflects. This shift requires moving your attention away from the external circumstances and instead addressing the inner state that created them. Ask yourself, what beliefs, assumptions, or feelings within me are being mirrored in this situation? This introspection is not about blame or self-criticism, but about understanding the creative process at work. See, reshaping the inner image is a gentle process, not one of force or struggle. It begins with clarity about what you desire. Instead of focusing on what you don't want, redirect your attention to what you do want. Use your imagination to create a vivid picture of the desired reality and infuse it with feeling. How would it feel if this new reality were already true? Embrace that feeling, allowing it to settle deeply within you. This act of inner alignment is like adjusting the expression on your face in front of the mirror. The reflection will naturally follow. Each time you make conscious use of your imagination in this way, your creative action will begin, and the search for truth begins. Without a doubt, patience is key in this process. Just as a reflection in water takes time to settle after being disturbed, the reflection in the mirror of reality requires time to align with the changes you make within. Trust the process and remain consistent in your focus and feelings. Do not fall back into resistance if the reflection does not change immediately. Instead, maintain your inner state, knowing that the outer world is in the process of catching up. When you stop resisting and begin to accept, the distortion in the mirror fades away. You reclaim your creative power and step into the role of the conscious creator of your experience. The mirror no longer feels like an adversary but becomes a tool, faithfully reflecting your inner transformation. By accepting what is and shifting your focus inward, you gently reshape the image within, and the reflection will naturally transform to match your renewed state of being. In this way, resistance is replaced by harmony, and the reflection becomes a beautiful expression of the life you truly desire. End of chapter 26. Recording by Adrian Pintero. End of the life of CCP. In the grand tapestry of life, reality stands as a mirror, reflecting the depth of our inner world with precision and honesty. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs shape the image you see, and it is through this understanding that you reclaim your creative power. Resistance distorts, but acceptance transforms. Your awareness is the key, your emotions the paintbrush, and the present moment the canvas upon which your masterpiece unfolds. When you embrace the truth that you are both the observer and the creator, life ceases to feel like a series of random events. Instead, it becomes a harmonious dance between your inner state and the reflection you see. Trust the process. Align your thoughts with your desires, and cultivate the feelings that resonate with the life you wish to live. Change begins within, and the mirror of reality will faithfully respond. The plan of life laid out spectacularly in the words of Morass. Creation magic begins within, and the mirror of reality will faithfully respond. Thank you for taking this journey of reflection and creation. May you step forward with clarity, intention, and the unwavering confidence that the life you desire is already within your grasp.
Let me be blunt. Happiness isn't handed to you. It isn't a right, it's earned. The world doesn't owe you anything. And the sooner you embrace these 7 truths, the sooner you'll unlock the life you deserve. Stop blaming your parents, your boss, or your circumstances. The moment you hand over responsibility for your life, you lose control. No one else is driving this car but you. Take the wheel and steer it like your life depends on it, because it does. Life will hurt you, it's inevitable, but that pain is not your enemy. Pain is a teacher. Each setback, failure, and heartbreak is a lesson. Weak people avoid pain. Strong people use it to grow. Which one are you? Too many people crumble at the first sign of rejection. Here's the truth. Rejection isn't personal, it's redirection. When you're rejected, it's the universe saying, not this path, there's a better one. But you'll never see that better path if you're too busy crying over what didn't work out. Waiting for someone to rescue you is a waste of time. Stop looking for a hero and become one. The sooner you realize that no one is coming, the sooner you'll start saving yourself. Build your own success. Don't wait for someone else to hand it to you. You can make more money, but you can't make more time. If you spend your days scrolling, complaining, or procrastinating, you're literally burning your most valuable resource. Treat your time like gold. Spend it on things that matter. You see the world not as it is, but as you are. If you believe the world is unfair, you'll find proof everywhere. If you believe it's full of opportunity, you'll see that too. Change your thoughts, and you change your reality. Here's the final truth. A happy life isn't found in endless comfort. Growth happens when you're uncomfortable. If you're not pushing yourself, you're not living. Challenge yourself every day, because that's where happiness hides, in the pursuit of something greater. Stop lying to yourself. Stop waiting for things to magically change. Accept these truths, and you'll take the first step toward a happy, fulfilled life. The choice is yours. Do you want comfort, or do you want greatness? Choose wisely. The moment you wake up and realize that you are solely responsible for your life is the moment everything changes. It's not a comforting thought at first, but it's a liberating one. The truth is harsh. No one is going to hand you happiness, success, or fulfillment. Those things aren't gifts. They're rewards for the choices you make, the work you put in, and the discipline you maintain. If you're sitting around blaming others for your failures, you're wasting precious time and energy that could be spent building the life you claim to want. Excuses are easy, and they feel good in the moment. They shield you from accountability, but they also rob you of power. Think about it. Every time you blame someone or something else for your situation, you're giving away control. You're saying, it's not my fault, and therefore it's not my problem to fix. But if it's not your problem to fix, then who's going to fix it? No one. That's the cold hard reality. The only person who has the power to change your life is you. Blaming your parents, your partner, your boss, or even the government won't change your bank account, your fitness, or your mental health. Those things are yours to manage, and the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can start making real progress. Success and happiness are not accidents. They're not things that just happen to people who are lucky. They are the byproducts of intentional decisions made consistently over time. If you're not happy with where you are right now, it's not because the universe is against you. It's not because someone else took what was supposed to be yours. It's because of the choices you've made up to this point. That's a tough pill to swallow, but it's also the most empowering realization you can have. Why? Because if your choices got you here, then your choices can get you out. Excuses are the enemy of progress. They're seductive because they let you off the hook. They whisper lies like, it's okay to stay where you are, it's not your fault. But deep down, you know that's not true. Excuses are the chains that keep you stuck in mediocrity. They lull you into complacency and convince you to settle for less than you're capable of achieving. Every time you make an excuse, you're choosing to stay the same. And if you stay the same, how can you expect your life to improve? Taking ownership of your life means acknowledging that you are in control of your destiny. It means understanding that every decision you make, no matter how small, contributes to the bigger picture. Are you choosing to hit snooze on your alarm or get up and tackle the day? Are you choosing to spend hours scrolling through social media or investing that time into learning something new? Are you choosing to complain about your circumstances or take action to change them? The answers to these questions reveal the kind of life you're building. But let's be clear. Taking ownership doesn't mean you won't face obstacles. Life will throw challenges your way. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. But even in those moments, you have a choice. You can let those challenges define you, or you can use them as fuel to push harder. Owning your life means refusing to be a victim of your circumstances. It means standing up after every fall and saying, this is mine to fix. This is mine to overcome. When you stop making excuses and start taking responsibility, something incredible happens. You gain control. You realize that you're not at the mercy of external forces. You become the architect of your life. Every step forward, every small victory becomes a testament to your strength and resilience. You stop waiting for permission to live the life you want and start creating it. Have grit. Taking ownership isn't just about work or success, it's about happiness too. Happiness isn't something you stumble upon, it's something you cultivate. It's the result of living in alignment with your values, pursuing your goals, and taking pride in your journey. When you own your life, you stop looking to others for validation or approval. You realize that your happiness is your responsibility, and no one else can give it to you. Excuses might feel comfortable, but they will never lead you to the life you desire. Ownership, on the other hand, is hard. It requires discipline, effort, and sometimes brutal honesty. But it's the only path to real freedom. When you accept that your life is your responsibility, you stop being a spectator and start being the main character. And when you do that, there's nothing you can't achieve. Pain is an inevitable part of life. It's not something anyone can escape, no matter how hard they try. Yet so many people spend their lives running from it, avoiding it at all costs, as though pain is the ultimate enemy. But the truth is, pain is not your enemy. It's your greatest teacher. It shapes you, molds you, and forces you to grow in ways comfort never could. Growth doesn't happen in the soft, easy places. It happens in the struggle, in the moments that test your limits and push you to the edge of what you think you can handle. Think about the times you've grown the most in your life. Were those moments easy? Probably not. Maybe it was a heartbreak, a failure, or a loss. Maybe it was a period of uncertainty when nothing seemed to go your way. But if you look back, you'll likely realize those were the times that shaped you into who you are today. Those were the times that forced you to dig deep, to find strength you didn't know you had, and to become better, smarter, and stronger. Pain, in all its forms, has a way of waking you up. It pulls you out of your comfort zone and forces you to confront parts of yourself you'd rather ignore. Avoiding pain might feel good in the short term, but it's a trap. When you run from discomfort, you're also running from growth. You're choosing to stay small, to avoid challenges, and to settle for less than you're capable of. Pain isn't there to break you, it's there to build you. It's a signal that something needs to change, that you're on the brink of something new and transformative. But to get there, you have to face it head on. But you have to be willing to sit with the discomfort, to feel it fully, and to learn from it. Pain is also a mirror. It reflects back the areas where you need to grow. If you're constantly experiencing the same struggles or finding yourself in the same situations, that's pain trying to teach you a lesson. Maybe it's teaching you about boundaries, about resilience, or about the importance of self-worth. Whatever the lesson is, ignoring it won't make it go away. The pain will keep coming back, often louder and more intense, until you finally pay attention. There's a reason why some of the greatest success stories are born out of struggle. Pain forces you to adapt. It strips away your illusions and makes you face reality. It teaches you humility and resilience. It pushes you to think differently, to innovate, and to find solutions. People who achieve great things don't do so because their lives were easy. They do so because they learn to embrace pain, to use it as fuel rather than letting it paralyze them. They understood that every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. Growth through pain doesn't mean you have to enjoy it. Nobody enjoys failure or heartbreak, but you can respect it. You can recognize it as a necessary part of the process. Just as muscles grow by tearing and repairing themselves, your character grows through the trials you endure. Each time you face pain and overcome it, you become a little tougher, a little wiser, and a little more prepared for the next challenge. The people who avoid pain at all costs often end up stuck. They stay in jobs they hate because they're too afraid to risk failure by pursuing something better. They stay in toxic relationships because leaving feels too uncomfortable. They settle for mediocre lives because the thought of facing discomfort is scarier than the thought of staying stagnant. But the irony is, avoiding pain doesn't make it disappear. It only delays it, often turning it into something much worse over time. On the other hand, those who embrace pain as a teacher are the ones who truly thrive. They understand that every hardship carries a lesson, and every struggle is an opportunity to grow. They don't shy away from challenges, they seek them out. They know that the only way to become stronger is to face what's hard, to endure it, and to let it shape them into something greater. Pain also has a way of giving you perspective. It reminds you of what's truly important. It strips away the superficial and helps you focus on what really matters. When you face deep pain, the little things stop bothering you so much. You become more grateful, more grounded, and more resilient. So the next time pain enters your life, don't run from it. Don't numb it, ignore it, or pretend it doesn't exist. Face it, or feel it. Learn from it. Ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? The answers might not come right away, but they will come. And when they do, you'll find that the pain wasn't there to destroy you, it was there to transform you. Rejection is something everyone faces at some point in life. It stings, it feels personal, and it can make you question your worth. But rejection isn't the end of the road. It's a signpost pointing you toward a different path, often one far better than the one you were on. While it's easy to view rejection as failure, it's more accurately a redirection, a force that pushes you out of your comfort zone and steers you towards something greater. The key isn't how you respond to it. When you're rejected, it's natural to feel discouraged, but that doesn't mean you've lost. Rejection is not a statement about your value or potential, it's simply feedback. It's life's way of saying, this door isn't for you, but another one is waiting if you keep moving forward. Many times, the things you think you want aren't what you truly need, and rejection has a way of clearing space for something better. Think about the times you've been rejected, whether it was a job you didn't get, a relationship that didn't work out, or an opportunity that passed you by. At the moment, it felt like the world was against you, like you were missing out on what could have been the perfect fit. But with time, perspective often reveals that it wasn't meant for you. Perhaps that job would have limited your growth, that relationship would have drained your energy, or that opportunity would have locked you into a path that didn't align with your true potential. Rejection protects you from settling for less than you deserve. When rejection happens, it's easy to spiral into self-doubt, but that's the time to step back and reassess. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me, ask, what is this teaching me? Rejection often forces you to evaluate your goals, refine your approach, and improve your skills. It's not a roadblock, it's a checkpoint, a moment to pause and ensure you're heading in the right direction. Sometimes, it's life telling you to aim higher, dream bigger, or try something different. One of the most powerful realizations you can have is that rejection isn't personal. It's not a reflection of your worth or abilities, it's simply a mismatch between you and that particular opportunity. Success stories are filled with rejection. Entrepreneurs, artists, and innovators alike have faced countless rejections before achieving greatness. Their secret wasn't avoiding rejection, it was using it as fuel to push forward. Every no brought them closer to the yes that changed everything. Rejection also builds resilience. It toughens you, teaching you how to handle setbacks and keep going. Without rejection, there's no growth. If everything came easily, you'd never develop the strength, persistence, and adaptability needed to achieve your full potential. Each rejection is a lesson in patience and perseverance. It teaches you to trust the process and believe in yourself, even when things don't go as planned. Some of the greatest opportunities in life come disguised as rejection. That closed door might lead you to a better one, but you won't see it unless you're willing to move forward. It's about perspective. You can view rejection as a dead end, or you can see it as a detour that's guiding you toward a destination you couldn't have reached otherwise. Life has a way of surprising you when you least expect it, but you have to stay open to the possibilities that come after rejection. Rejection also has a way of aligning you with your true purpose. Sometimes we pursue things because we think we should, because society, family, or peers have told us it's the right path. But rejection has a way of stripping away those expectations and forcing you to confront what you truly want. It redirects you toward paths that resonate with who you really are, not who you're trying to be for others. It's important to remember that rejection is temporary, but the lessons it teaches can last a lifetime. When you face rejection, it's okay to feel disappointed. Allow yourself to process those emotions, but don't let them define you. Use them as motivation to keep going. Each rejection is a step closer to something better, a chance to grow stronger and more aligned with your goals. The next time rejection comes your way, don't see it as a failure. See it as an opportunity to pivot, to refine, and to explore new possibilities. It's not the end of your journey, it's a redirection, a necessary part of the process that leads you to where you're truly meant to be. Keep moving forward and trust that every rejection is pushing you closer to something greater than you ever imagined. Life is a journey that is yours alone to navigate. While others may walk alongside you at times, the truth is no one is coming to save you. No one is going to swoop in, fix all your problems, or hand you the life you dream of. You are your own savior, and the sooner you embrace this reality, the sooner you can take control of your destiny. Waiting for someone else to step in and solve your challenges will only leave you stuck, frustrated, and disempowered. Many people fall into the trap of waiting for the perfect partner, the ideal mentor, or a stroke of luck that will magically transform their circumstances. They convince themselves that salvation lies outside of them, that someone or something will arrive to change their lives for the better, but this mindset is a prison. It keeps you passive, reliant on forces you can't control, and disconnected from your own power. The truth is, no one understands your dreams, your struggles, and your potential better than you do. Even the most well-intentioned people can't live your life for you. They can't fight your battles or make the decisions that shape your future. That responsibility rests solely on your shoulders. It's not always easy to accept, but it's liberating. Once you realize that you are in charge, you can stop waiting and start creating. Taking ownership of your life means recognizing that you are the architect of your reality. It's not about blaming others for where you are. It's about taking full accountability for where you're going. Yes, external circumstances can be challenging and life isn't always fair. But focusing on what you can't control will only drain your energy. Instead, channel that energy into what you can control: your mindset, your actions, and your choices. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the weight of responsibility, but remember that this also means you have the power to change anything. You're not helpless, you're not at the mercy of others or the whims of fate. You have the ability to learn, grow, and adapt. Every step you take toward improving your life, no matter how small, brings you closer to where you want to be. This doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. Seeking support, advice, or collaboration is part of being resourceful. But there's a difference between seeking support and expecting someone else to carry you. When you rely on others to save you, you give away your power. You place your happiness and success in their hands, and that's a dangerous position to be in. People may help, but their help should complement your efforts, not replace them. Waiting for someone else to fix your life is not only unproductive, but also unfair to them and to yourself. It's unfair to expect others to shoulder your burdens, and it's unfair to deny yourself the strength and growth that come from solving your own problems. Challenges are opportunities in disguise. They test your resilience, teach you valuable lessons, and help you discover your inner strength. When you face them head on, you prove to yourself that you are capable. The world doesn't owe you anything. It's not cruel, it's just indifferent. Success, happiness, and fulfillment aren't handed out. They're earned. And the only way to earn them is to take action. Start where you are, with what you have, and do the best you can. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward reclaiming your power and building the life you deserve. The idea that no one is coming to save you isn't meant to discourage you, it's meant to empower you. It's a call to action, a reminder that you are enough. You have everything you need within you to overcome obstacles, achieve your goals, and create a life that brings you joy. It's not about waiting for the right time, the right person, or the right circumstances. It's about deciding that you are ready right now to take control. So stop waiting. Stop hoping that someone else will do the hard work for you. Start taking responsibility for your life. Start making decisions that align with your values and goals. Start believing in your ability to rise above any challenge. Because the truth is, no one is coming to save you. And that's a good thing. It means you have the power to be your own hero, to shape your own destiny, and to create a life that's truly your own. Time is the most precious asset you possess. Unlike money or material possessions, time cannot be earned back once it's gone. Every second that passes is gone forever, making it the most finite and irreplaceable resource in your life. Yet many people treat it carelessly, wasting it on things that don't matter, and then wonder why they feel unfulfilled. Wasting time is far worse than wasting money, because while money can be replenished, time cannot. Understanding this is the foundation of a successful and meaningful life. When you waste time, you're not just losing moments, you're losing opportunities. Every minute spent mindlessly scrolling through social media, procrastinating, or engaging in activities that don't serve your purpose is a minute you could have spent building your dreams, nurturing your relationships, or improving yourself. Time is the currency of life, and how you choose to spend it determines the quality of your future. Those who understand this prioritize their goals and make conscious decisions about where their energy goes. One of the greatest challenges people face is the illusion that they have an unlimited amount of time. This mindset breeds complacency, leading to procrastination and a lack of urgency. The reality is that your time is limited. You don't know how much of it you have, which makes it all the more valuable. This isn't meant to instill fear, but to ignite a sense of purpose. When you truly grasp the finite nature of time, you start to see every moment as an opportunity to move closer to your goals and live a life of meaning. Prioritizing your goals is essential if you want to make the most of your time. Too often people spend their days reacting to distractions, demands, and the expectations of others. They get caught up in busyness, mistaking it for productivity without stopping to ask if their actions align with their aspirations. To avoid this trap, you must be intentional about how you spend your time. Identify what truly matters to you and make those things a priority. Whether it's your career, health, relationships, or personal growth, ensure your daily actions reflect your long-term vision. Guarding your energy is just as important as managing your time. Time and energy are interconnected. How you spend your time affects your energy levels and vice versa. Engaging in activities that drain you emotionally, mentally, or physically leaves you with less capacity to focus on what matters. Surrounding yourself with toxic people, overcommitting, or constantly saying yes to things you don't care about are surefire ways to waste both time and energy. Learn to set boundaries and protect your focus. It's not selfish, it's necessary. To make the most of your time, adopt habits and systems that help you stay organized and on track. Plan your days with intention. Start each morning by identifying your top priorities and tackling them first. Limit distractions by turning off notifications, setting specific work hours, and creating an environment that supports focus. Small changes like these can have a profound impact on your productivity and overall sense of accomplishment. Equally important is learning to say no. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your goals, you're saying no to something that does. Recognize the power of your no. It's not a rejection of others, but a commitment to yourself. By saying no to what doesn't matter, you create space for what truly does. But prioritizing time doesn't mean filling every moment with tasks and productivity. It's also about finding balance and ensuring you spend your time in ways that nourish your soul. Rest, relaxation, and time with loved ones are just as important as work. Time well spent isn't just about achieving goals, it's also about enjoying the journey and creating memories that bring joy and fulfillment. How you spend your time reflects your values. If you say your goals are important but spend hours doing things that don't contribute to them, there's a disconnect. Align your actions with your intentions, and you'll find that your days feel more meaningful and purposeful. Time is a gift, but it's also a responsibility. It's yours to manage, and no one else can do it for you. Treat it with respect and intention, because the way you spend your time shapes your life. Don't wait for tomorrow to start prioritizing what matters. Start today. Make every moment count, because once it's gone forever. When you value your time, you value your life. And that's the key to achieving your fullest potential.